Hey, I see John's already in the room. Good to see you. How was your day? Thank you. I got that thumbs up. I love it. Always makes me smile. So, how was your day today, John? Hopefully, you had a good day. Mine was pretty good. I finally went grocery shopping. This is so crazy. Remember how I told you yesterday I had pork steak because I needed to go grocery shopping? So, I buy 2 big bags of lettuce and I go to put it away. I had a full bag of lettuce, so I could have had my salad, but now I got 3 big bags of salad. There's no way I'm eating all that, even if that's all I eat. But have you ever heard of rhetorical narcissist? Somebody else is here giving me that thumbs up. And so it's kind of my little term that I coined, the rhetorical narcissist. A rhetorical question is one that doesn't need an answer. And when you're communicating with a narcissist, it's almost like they take every question as a rhetorical question. There is Sam. Good to have you here. Feel free to join the group. And peer pressure, hit that thumbs up. But so, Sam, I got your email, replied to it, and that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, but the rhetorical narcissist, a rhetorical question, you don't have to answer it. And it's almost like that's what talking with a narcissist is like. I can't tell you how many countless times you try to ask a direct question, and a lot of times they just don't answer you. And they also get that silent treatment. And of course, they also do the gaslighting and make you feel crazy. But John says, "Hey, Cynthia, it's funny how we keep running into each other. Are you following me?" Yep. Yep, I'm practicing for our convention where I talk about stalking. So, doing some underground research. Haha, just kidding. But yeah, you've been fantastically supportive, and I got some good news or not good, not good news, not bad as in relation to us, but I definitely have something that hopefully, I think it's either Lily or Dog Defender. I think it's Lily. So hopefully she'll join in. Remind me because I want to tell you it's some pretty big news that kind of blew my mind away when I was doing my research today. But they do that. Sometimes, of course, I might get confused, but for the most part, they are intelligent people usually, and they don't answer your questions because uh, they sometimes don't know what lie to say. They haven't done their research on what's going to fit the bill. Nathan, yeah, Nathan, you screwed it up. What I was going to do is I was going to ask you to do a surprise cameo and join me because we're only an hour away. I thought we were 3 hours away. We're only an hour away. So John says, "Hey, Nathan." So yeah, that's okay. You were probably busy, but I was just kind of hoping we could surprise the family. Sam says, "Thank you for taking the time replying to me, Cynthia." You are welcome. Yeah, I tried to. I woke up kind of early and I just stayed in bed. There's Basil. Greetings to myself, Cynthia, and fellow members on the channel. And good to have you here. Nathan says, "Hey, John. Hey, Sam." And I know he's going to say hey to Basil too. It just, you joined as he was typing it. But do you guys feel like that where it is like you're asking rhetorical questions constantly and that can drive you crazy, it can also waste a lot of your time, add to confusion, and look at all this love going to you guys. But the silent treatment can be extremely painful. Another day, another light. Yep, another day, another light. And we do have to look, our future is ahead of us. We can kind of take some control over it. Sometimes that's scary, but you know, it's part of what you can make it. The twists and turns. Some of it's up to you. And I was thinking earlier about my old neighborhood and how much has changed since I grew up there. And pretty much every neighborhood changes. And I know I had said something about how I talked about that hurricane video where that one little grain of sand can cause a hurricane, and it's just the different little things. Every little everything is interrelated. Every exchange of energy, every action, and you can see that in the town. Certain people move out, or certain uh, companies come in or leave, and just how it trickles through the neighborhoods. And it seems to be quite across the board. How one person moves in, somebody moves out. And I'm super hot. What do I have my temperature at? I don't know. I'm probably gonna be naked by the end of this. So I think I turned my heat up to 78 or something. It's snowing over here. What about you guys? Guys, got any snow? Definitely snowing a little bit here. My mom just said that maybe on Wednesday we might have a snow day, so I'm kind of hoping for that. But Lily, I was just talking about you. Was it you that was talking about Richard Grannon? Because if it's you, I got some news. Sam says, and you might already know it. I just found out today. Samantha says, yes, it snowed quite a bit here. Yeah. Hopefully we have that's one nice thing about being a teacher is you can actually get snow days. We had 2 so far today. So Sam's sending lots of love and a hello to Lily. So Lily, was that you that was talking about you had a friend that dated him or something? It was either you or Dog Defender, I think. But Lily says, oh, you don't know. Okay, so man, he's a big dude on YouTube. If you guys have ever heard of Sam Vaknin, I'll go ahead and tell it, and then if Lily joins, I'm sorry, if Dog Defender joins in, I'll say it again. But Sam Vaknin is one of the top narcissistic YouTubers, where that's his niche, and he's been diagnosed twice. And Basil says snow is beautiful, especially when it's deep snow somewhere on a highly elevated, beautiful mountain. And I agree, snow can be absolutely beautiful. Cold, I wish it was warm, but it is definitely beautiful, especially watching it. But I was talking about Sam Vaknin, and he's yep, from Narcissism Revisited. He had started doing interviews and podcasts or whatever the heck he was doing. He is genius. He's extremely smart. And Richard Grannon, one of my viewers had said that, you know, she's like, no, he's a narcissist. There's Lily. Hi, Lily, saying hi to everybody. John says, I have apps that can simulate snowy weather. That'd be pretty. That'd be really pretty. I might have to turn my heat down. I'm like gonna melt. Oh my gosh. So Richard Grannon is another one, and he got a little confusing. I think he said he had CPTSD, that he wasn't a narcissist. He was more the victim, and your heat's too high too. I know, and I'm paying for it. But plus, I never had the heat on, and the heat is on. I could probably turn that off, but so I got double whammy. So they paired up, and Sam was with his wife for, I don't even know, like many, many years. I don't know, 14, 20 years or whatever it was. And she stayed with him because it kind of works for them. She's probably codependent and he's a narcissist and it just works. I also don't think he likes to have sex. But anyways, so Richard Grannon, according to what I've heard and the research I saw, Sam had a reply, cutting Richard out, and it's been taken down. But it's just a short 1.5 minute thing that is blocked. But supposedly, yeah, he kind of snuck in and slept with his wife. So that's 2 narcissists. You work together, and eventually you have the video. Dog, I was waiting for you. I didn't know if you would sign in. I'm like, it's either Lily or Dog Defender. You have the video that, oh, I would love it if you share it with me. Is it the 1.5 minute, 1.36, if I remember right? But yeah, I'm not exactly sure when that happened. It happened recently, is what it sounds like. But, why do 2 narcissists get together? And they probably got together because of utilizing each other's clout, popularity, and just using each other. And, in the end, that's what happened. He slept with his coworker. So now that's a crash that they have. So, Basil says, Samantha, so peaceful. I also love lakes, forests, beaches, and waterfalls. Nature is so soothing, and it does help get out there, enjoy that vitamin D, especially during the winter when we're stuck inside too much. Lily says, used to sleep with electric blankets in Colorado, and we kept the heat low. Yeah. Electric blankets are nice. I'm a little scared of them because I'm a burn victim. I'm like hypersensitive on those things, but if I'm awake, yeah, I love those. Sam says, Basil, yes, nature is amazing. Dog, I really want to see that. Sam says, hi to you, dog. John says, I see a nature as a well-oiled machine. Perfect balances. Yeah, the sounds are beautiful. The even just it sounds crazy, but the bugs, we need those bugs and um just how everything works together. Dog says, I was watching uh, this long one. That is the video I was trying to send you. Oh, you're not talking about Richard Grant or Sam Backman? I'm not sure which video it was. I know you mentioned it and I didn't see it. Maybe you can send a link, get a shareable link, or copy and paste the link, and that might be easier to send. I'm not sure. Lily says, good analogy, John. So pure. Yeah, just well-oiled machine, all works together. Basil, I heard many sexually SA narcissists don't like to have sex because it might bring them dark memories and flash visions of their abuser. It can go either way. They're either going to be addicted to sex or it can turn them off. So that can happen to people who have that kind of trauma. They'll either crave it and feel that that's their source of affection. They kind of confuse it a little bit. Depends on how they were coerced, or yeah, they want nothing to do with it. They might feel guilty too. Sometimes your body responds doesn't mean you necessarily wanted it. So if you have an orgasm that you didn't want to have because you were being RAP'd, um, you know, uh, some people have guilt on that. Dog says, I'm a proponent for down comforters. Me too. Me too. Nice. Yes, Sam did a very long one about that. Oh, Dog says, I've been learning about this behind the scenes, but my girlfriend I spoke to you about. Oh, that was his wife, like Sam's wife, is what I heard. Um, Oh, oh man. Yes, you got to find a way to give that to me because it was taken down. I don't even know if you could still view it. So if you were able to save it somehow, well, the short one where I couldn't watch it. I just saw like the wording, and right before I clicked on, I was like, "Dang it, I lost the tab." I was going to reread the title, but it's saying how he's getting rid of them. And they could have been very powerful, but they butt heads and take advantage of each other. And I don't know if Sam how he was with Richard. I think I don't know. There's something I was reading too about Richard, and this is just stuff I've gotten off the web. But he claims that he can cure CPTSD. I haven't seen that exact statement, but this is what's relayed through the messages. And I guess people were saying how he called this one lady the C word, NT, and with the U, and deleted all her messages. And she's like, I just asked a simple question. I don't know what the question was. So John says, my narcissist wasn't very affectionate. Sam says, mine either, John. There's all different kinds of affection. It can be the cuddles or the hugs or a kiss on the forehead. And intimacy is like really wanting to get to know the person better, kind of like a heart to heart affection. And there's also the physical affection. John says, last year I had gotten a professional hooded sleeping bag. I also got my hands on a 10 by 10 foot folded gazebo set. That's cool. I had a beautiful gazebo set in the wind. It lasted like 6 days. I'm like, so Basil says, good point, Cynthia. You again, I like how you put things in perspective without missing our important points. Yeah, I try to pick up on, and thank you for the support too, Lily. And part of it too is I've been there. I understand it, and the important points are definitely what we're here for, because that's why I did this topic as far as the rhetorical narcissist. That when we ask them something, we can't get the information that we need, and sometimes it could be because they don't want to deal with their emotions, but sometimes when we're just non-emotional. We're like, hey, you want to come over Friday? And they're like, you having a bad day? Just not meaning that they come over for a bad day, just you having a bad day, talking like that. Uh, yes. Well, it was kind of like an awning with a little overhang and fancy sides. So yeah, I'm not sure. A 10 by 10. Um, yeah, it's is it kind of like a camping style one that you have, John? Mine was like the uh, intricate metal. And I'm turning my heat down. You guys can probably come with me. You can probably still hear me. My heat is just over here, but I'm gonna melt. Hold on, guys. All right, maybe I have a fever because it's only 73 degrees. I don't know. I slept till 11 o'clock today. Maybe I am getting sick. You tend to explain things sometimes in too much detail in fear of missing out on something important. But sometimes that confuses people instead of keeping this short and simple. They say when we over explain things, it might be a fear of abandonment, is what I've seen. I over explain. But for me, I over explain because I've dealt with the narcissist, and you have to say things like 1,800 different times. And um, you say so many different twists and turns and repeated um, contacts, where you're thinking that, well, if they read my text or got my voice message, they'd be responding to me. So then you're like, look, da 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 da. Da. It's exhausting. Um, you want to like give people a visual. There we go. Yeah, and that's the thing. You can create a picture in somebody's head when you're describing things. Details can be powerful. Word choices mean something. I came across this word wheel that I want to download for you guys and do a PowerPoint that you can see it. Um, because you have like I don't know, like happy or even just love. There's different words that describe it a little bit more precisely. Are you ecstatic? Are you, you know, um, elated? All those kind of words that kind of make it a little bit different. People get a better picture of what you're talking about. Sam says it's hard when you've been devalued to feel like saying something once it's enough. Yeah, you get to the point where you're like, I don't even know what to say. Um, and is it even worth it? I'm either going to get yelled at or the silent treatment or gaslit. And if you've dealt with so many lies, it's hard to trust them anyway. So you're going to be looking back like, was that the truth? And that's where we start getting exhausted. Um, we're always trying to figure things out. Lily says, I guess we all get visuals regardless of how much or little people talk. Yeah, but there is a lot more visual that you can get. I can say I saw a woman at the store today, or I could say a brown haired, curvy, voluptuous, and you're like, oh, I get what you're saying, and talk about skin tone or, long nails or whatever. The more detail, the better the picture is. And I think we want to communicate better because the communication is so poor with them. And I can tell you that a lot, they don't really understand it. I told you with my second one, he's highly intelligent, like extremely intelligent. And, um, he knows I have a YouTube channel. And I was telling him, kind of like the gist of it, like this is what I do, and I help people understand and relate to their emotions or whatever the heck I said. But he's like, I just don't get that. I'm like, exactly. Like it was just funny how he's like, I don't get that. So you know, so thank you, Nathan. That would have been so you could have been sitting right in front of my fire, melting away, but I was gonna surprise you guys. But Sam, when you don't, you're welcome to bring the kids too, Sam, but maybe you can come. You're not that far. Basil, I once read about something called narcissistic victim syndrome, where victims could experience some similar habits as their abuser, such as overtalking with inability to listen to others. We do that. A lot of us, where where you call and you're talking to your friend and you're like, "I know, but he's such a jerk, and what do I do?" And, they start telling us and we're like, "But," we just kinda shut them down over and over again, or we're just talking and talking and talking, and they ask us, "Enough, let's just talk about something else." You're like, "Okay, but," and you start talking about them again. You're not respecting their boundaries, you're not processing what they said, um you're just talking. And it's okay to talk to your friends, but we can wear them out too. So be careful not to do that. And you can get frustrated with your friends too. Sometimes you get angry at them. So Sam says, "Yeah, that would be cool. Yep. And I'll even make you dinner. Doesn't mean you'll like it, but I'll make it for you. Do you like salad?" I have a friend coming over tomorrow, and I'm making her spaghetti and garlic bread with salad. I let her pick. I gave her 3 choices. Sam said, Basil says, "True. Yes, Lily," says Sam. And Sam says, "I feel not like now that I'm removing myself and making my way out of this situation, yeah, hindsight is 2020." Sam says, "I'm realizing exactly how bad it is." Yeah. And, oh, you had one today? Sam had a salad today. But yeah, I got 3 bags of lettuce. I can't believe I got 3 of the jumbo bags, like the jumbo bags, and it's just me. Um, but yeah, hindsight is 2020, and that kinda helps with the healing process too. When we're close in it or still ruminating about them, we don't see exactly what we went through. Um, and when you start looking at how much better life can be if you're not going through that, that helps. That kind of kickstarts your healing. Leela says, "Yeah, probably part of losing their identity. My sister, who unfortunately not very close with, was in controlling narc marriage 19 years, lost herself. She's okay now, but must have been awful." And what was he like? Was he vulnerable, violent? Like, some vulnerables will be like the pouty, and others will be like attack. There's all different kinds, but that's good to know that she's doing better now. So, did they get divorced? And you think about 19 years, 19 years, and you hold on, you fight for it, and eventually it just implodes somehow. So, what kind of dressing do you like, Samantha? Dog says, "Cynthia, I love the way you explain things. Everyone is free to be exactly who you are and celebrated. If someone doesn't want to hear you express yourself, tell a story, etc., then they're not your people." Yeah, that's right. You'll see too where people will start possibly getting irritated on the way you say something, and that, you know, um, we can kind of settle it down a little bit sometimes too. But um, like my dad, he uh near genius level, but he couldn't get the small stuff. He was almost too intelligent. That's another thing I want to talk about. Too intelligent to communicate. He kind heart, like he communicated, but as far as asking him when I was growing up, "Dad, I don't know this math. What's 2 plus 1?" He's like, "Well, it could be 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3, or you could do 3 minus 1, or whatever he did. He like jumbled it all up. That wasn't the best example, but and then you're like, "Dad, can you pass the salt?" He's like, "So you want me to pass the salt?" And he wasn't being sarcastic. He's processing like, "That's what you want." He's probably expecting me to ask for a car or something. I just asked for salt. And it can get frustrating. He's passed away now, but probably the sweetest man I've ever met. Very giving, very lucky to have had him. But we butted heads just because it's like, I'm quick. I like to, I almost said quick and easy. I'm not going to say that with all you boys in the room. But I like to get things done quickly. And I'm not a perfectionist, unfortunately. I wish I was, but I can crank things out. I can get stuff done. But my dad, does a perfect job. It takes forever. Like, I built my fireplace. Did I do a good job? I did that quickly. My dad, it would have been like a week long. What did I do today? I bought a ton of lettuce, way more than I needed. I bought different salad dressings because I don't know what she wants tomorrow. And, I took Dixie. I treated her because she likes to go for car rides. So I got her some Arby's, gave her a roast beef sandwich or French dip. That's what she got. And we split it. So she had to share with me. And then just cleaning. I got company. So Dixie threw up on my couch. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I felt like a little lump on her today too, which I don't like. I'm not sure if it's fatty tissue or she's just getting chubby. She's on a diet. So, dog says, Cynthia, my shortened words are due to amount of words. LOL. So, and sometimes too, like this only gives you a 200 character limit. So I've had to do that too. And you sound like an idiot when, not you guys, but when I do it, it's if house person divorce or something, and the person's like, wait, because you had to like fit it all in, and you're purposely misspelling words so it shortens them. But yeah, I get it, dog. I can relate. So what about you guys? What do you guys do? John says, I get that from people. If I try to explain tech stuff, they can't seem to follow it, what I'm saying. And that's and the thing too, when we talk about people, to people, um, their knowledge and interest in what we're talking about. Um, that we don't overwhelm them. I told you that I built this, but I didn't say I took the pillars and I took the screws and then I had to get the Phillips screwdriver. And, there's times it's like, okay, I just wanted to know you built it. So we have to be careful about that too, because we can get real excited about it. I had that too with when I had my sewing business where it's like, yeah, I got this for whatever a yard. And can you believe it? And the Lycra versus this and yeah, the stretch and this brand's thinner than the other. And people are like, "Mhm." So you can kind of read the room. It's harder to in chat rooms like this, but people, you can read their body language can be quite helpful. I've done a couple videos on body language, also body language and how it relates to lie detection. And so it's just uh either over their head or just out of their realm, of what they might be interested in the item, but not the technical part. And that's sometimes what we want to talk about, especially when we come through with a new discovery. Sam says, I'll definitely bring some stuff. Oh, yeah, we'll have leftovers. No need to cook for a bit. LOL. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I grew up in a family of six, so I'm used to big meals. It's just me. So yeah, you are definitely welcome. Well, yeah, take a road trip. I got toys for the kids. I even got in the basement. It's just me, but I have like a basketball hoop. So I was a gym teacher, so that's part of it. Nathan says, "What's up, dog defender?" Sam says, "Oh, you like Italian ranch, all of them, really?" Yeah, I'm pretty much. Yeah. Um, there's all good stuff. I for the longest time I just had salt. I just put salt on my salad. Was that a diet? Dog says, Hi everyone, catching up on messages. Hi to Sam, John, Nathan, Lily, and Basil. Basil says some stories or even words can triple trigger, or I'm sorry, or the word triple can trigger people that are at a sensitive moment in life. Yeah, and that's why they say, we don't know what other people are dealing with. So, sometimes we do have to cut slack with people. I see that too with the kids at school. So and so died, so and so's in the hospital, even just their animals died or lost their toy, little things like that. But you see, even just at a young age, uh, how much sadness or stressors that they have. And as you get older, you know more people, and different things can really stress people out. So thank you guys. I see somebody else give me a thumbs up. Good point on that though. There's definitely triggers, and sometimes too, it's just a surface of the emotions. I know when I was going through my really hard time, it was hard sometimes not to cry, and I had when I was in nursing school, this was with my first one, that I had to do clinical, and I had this old lady, and she's really sweet, but if I bump my head, I can hit it really hard, and I'm okay. I've even broken bones, and I'm okay. I'm not a crybaby. But I split my head open at my neighbor's house and had blood all gushing down. Yeah. Don't human ride. I was on his back and he wanted to twerk and threw me off. So I'm not a big crier when I get hurt, but if you look at me, if I bump myself and it kind of hurts, and you're like, "Oh, you okay?" You give me sympathy. It triggers me. I'm like, oh. So it's interesting how that works. But when I was at nursing school, still a little sensitive to all the bodily functions and fluids and things like that and the smells. And so I never ate before I went to class, at the clinicals at the hospital. And so I had a full stomach of water because I didn't want my stomach to like growl or whatever. And so I started getting upset and I'm trying to hold it in, and then you could hear the water sloshing in my stomach, so now I'm upset about that because 'cause I'm embarrassed, and I just, it was a pretty good breakdown because I was trying to fight it off so bad, but the lady gave me sympathy, because she could see I was getting upset, which kinda triggered me into whatever, and then my stomach sloshing, and I just had a breakdown. I had to go into the bathroom. Bassa says, "Some stories are even worse." You're right. Dog says, "Was he your dad on the spectrum?" Sounds like my, GF's dad. No, but I think, there's something up with my, nephew maybe. No, my dad's not at all. Well, I'm still not used to saying past tense, so I might flip-flop between is and was. But, uh, thank you for bringing me back to that. Okay, so I told you guys over some of the videos and also during the live chat that my aunt, who is extremely intelligent too, she helped my uncle who won the Nobel Prize based on she's a psychi- psychologist. Dang it, I can't remember. Um, I can't remember all of a sudden. It's one of the two though. One can prescribe meds, the other can't. But maybe a psychologist, I can't remember, but very intelligent. She's had book signings over in China and different parts of the world, and her psychological insight into the way people think helped my uncle, who is an economist, predict the housing crash in 2008. So, very intelligent. So, I was doing research about that people who have like overactive minds where they remember too much that they can be quite miserable. They remember every detail. So I started thinking about her and I started wondering because I don't really know why she's suicidal. I know after the Nobel Prize, there was like a uh, hitman trying to get my uncles and threatening to burn their house down. So there's a lot of stressors and also COVID and all that stuff. But I think it's been brewing for a while. So I don't think it's just that. But several attempts. So she's probably really miserable. She's been in the ICU for months at times. Um, Not hospital ICU at the hospital. And our thoughts can really overpower us. So I was kind of starting to study people who just commit too much to their memory and too like a sensory overload maybe. So no, my dad was just yeah, I can kind of see that because he was a perfectionist. But no, I think he uh um just took pride, a very prideful man. So he didn't have like problems interacting with people, just like extra kind, probably too kind. Oh, Nathan, yes, you owe me coffee. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And on Dixie, if she has light pink gums or more of any odd symptom, please call the vet. I just got bad news on my dog that the ER vet misdiagnosed. Ooh, what's up with your dog? Uh, Dog defender. Lily says, but sadly, I gave up on trying to talk to her. Oh wait, let me flip back up. Um, so we're saying hi. But you guys are right. So good insight though. And sometimes it could be, but I don't think so with my dad. I don't think so. He was a little obsessive on, like, his religion. That was really important to him, and I told you guys he studied, like, every different type of, Quran, Torah, everything before he decided, um, and just was really focused on witnessing to people and didn't wanna mess up, and also, September 11th, he was researching that, and man, the stuff he extremely intelligent, kinda had to keep his mind busy. Also good at building things. So you wonder where does that come from? Nathan says, Cynthia, have you heard of Jess Stanley, the narcissistic coach on YouTube? I don't I don't think so. Let's see if I recognize her. I'll do a quick search on her name. You need a fireplace. This one's it's not a true fireplace. I grew up with fireplaces and then my last place had a fireplace. But yeah, they are really nice. Even though I'm a burn victim, I'll, I'll do me some fireplace. But this is just because I'm not in my own house and it's just good in case something goes wrong. You got a source of heat. So Jess, Um, I wish it would highlight where you Stanley, okay. Yeah, sometimes, we have to be careful of the people that we watch. Um, I might have seen 1 or 2 of her videos or none. So, if I've watched any, it's 1 or oops. There we go, let's hold on, guys. Um, sorry, that phone is terrible to turn things off. I don't know anything about her. Tell me a little bit more if you want me to research her. And what do you think about her, Nady Nate? Um, so Basil, you're welcome to come over here too. You can borrow mine. Lily says, controlling, not sure if abuse. Definitely mental abuse. Yes, divorced. And you're talking about your sister's husband. She's and what her. She's a difficult person to talk to because she is. I hate that. That's so annoying. Sorry. She's a difficult person to talk to because she is gruff and self righteous and is exhausting to try to communicate. Nice person, though. Huh. Was she like that growing up? You're talking about your sister, correct? Uh, John says, hi to Dog Defender. Lily says, but Sally, I gave up trying to talk to her because she's argumentative, just like my mom, that your head starts to spin. Went to see, oh, yeah, how was that? Was that good? Oh, good. I'm glad you and your daughter had fun. Yay. And that's good. Get out there and do something. I almost went to a RV camper type show thing. I almost did, but it was a couple mile or hour and a half, 2 hours away. And dogs, yeah, I will check that out. Um, so yeah, sending you lots of love. Let us know how your dog's doing. And Nathan, yep, looking forward to that. And somebody else gave me a thumbs up. Good. Coffee sounds great. So John, yeah, you uh did you make any today? Did you make your hazelnut or whatever it was? I bought coffee today at the grocery store. I can't believe I spent $150 on like nothing for my spaghetti dinner and dog food and salad for the next month, but that stuff goes bad. That's what's so sad is the good things usually spoil quickly. Dog says time for everyone to hit the thumbs up. There are 8 here and only 2 thumbs up. I see 7 on mine, but feel free to fill in, make it nice and happy. Thank you. It does help. And we're gonna, like I said, 5,000 subscribers, and we're gonna do something. I just Nameless Narcissist. He was at the same as me when we started. He's far surpassed me. So he's done more work than I have, but he's done a convention. Where was he? He is a narcissist, but I think I can do that. I'm thinking, you know, and I need some people by the pool to help me celebrate after the speech. So thank you. There you are. Aw, lots of love. And Dog Defender is going to make coffee for all of us. Awesome. And let me scroll down a little bit, guys. I'm a klutz. Calamity Jane. Waiting to happen as an adult, falling, breaking bones too. I can relate to that. Yes. I fell off my crutches. I had a broken leg, fell off my crutches and broke my arm, so I had to be in a wheelchair. So many broken bones. Yeah, I can relate to that. And most of the accidents, like I got in a severe car accident, not deathly severe, but um, yeah, walk away from that and other things. Like, yeah, I've walked into walls and broke my nose. It's just dumb stuff. So big hugs to you, Klutz. That was my nickname in Girl Scouts. I was known as Klutz too. Dogs. Yeah, I know what you meant as far as Asperger's. I know what you meant. I figured it out. I might not have relayed my thought process to you the right way, but I knew what you meant. Dog says psychiatrist subscribes. Yeah, the difference. But so our other viewers who don't know, a psychiatrist, they are the ones that can subscribe medications. Psychologists study how and why the brain and emotions play a part. So the psychologist is a little bit different than a psychiatrist. So yeah, more in like you were saying, why the brain and emotions play a part, and they can medicate you. A psychologist cannot. They can work with a psychiatrist to get you medications, but it is really sad. You think she's living the life, they're millionaires, their salary is ridiculous. Um, like crazy salary. Both of them are high dollar people. And they own an island with this like castle on it. There's no electricity on the island, but they got boats and just world renowned. You can see my uncle on YouTube too, Robert Schiller. Uh, SHI, that's how I spell it. If I don't autocorrect it, it reverts to the voice sound and they put a C in it, but it's SH. Lily says, I dated a psychiatrist years ago. He was so nuts, I can't even begin to explain. He was empathetic, so a narc in a different way. Um, well, narcs can have some empathy. Do you think he was a super empath? Where he's over empathetic, or you think he was a narc? But yeah, there's times they just get so excited, or they just see things as so clinical, you know. Just like growing up, sometimes guys are like, "You're upset? Are you on your period?" They just want an answer for why you're acting the way you are. So a psychiatrist, I'm sure they're like, "Let's psychoanalyze this." And Lita says, yes, was the oldest sister, always tough. Yeah, and sometimes even seeing our sisters going through that. And I don't know why my makeup's doing that. Uh, but you want to help them, but just like how some of us want to reach out to the new supply, they're just not going to hear it. They're not going to listen. They uh, feel they're in love and they can work through it, or they overlook the red flags. Nathan says, not as good as you are, Cynthia. There are so many women narcissistic coaches on YouTube. It's unbelievable. I haven't really searched. I've seen Cluster B and Milkshake, Cluster B Milkshake, and I kind of like her, but I've seen some that come across as the empath, and they're not. Empath is not an actual psychological term, but it just means super caring. And that's the other thing I wanted to bring up is the cold empathy and warm empathy. There's a difference, and that's why it's kind of hard too to say, is our narcissist empathetic? Do they have empathy? So over in the UK, they have the cold empathy is how they kind of term it. And that just means you can kind of relate or foresee actions. So, you understand them to, they look sad, but they'll probably still go to work. Or you can kind of predict, um, the outcomes, and you can react to that. Like, oh, do you need a ride? This doesn't mean you care about them. It just means you can see the motions and you know what comes next. But, a warm, empathetic person can see that they're sad, and they might talk through it and then ask, are you going to work tomorrow? Do you need to take a mental health day? If that's something that we might have needed. So there's warm and cold empathy. So that can get a little confusing too when we're trying to figure it out. And Nathan has a secret that he retracted. But thank you, Lily, for that. Love you send about my aunt. Um, I bet you should pick his brains back. Yeah. How long did that last? Nathan says, but yeah, as far as the different narcissistic coaches, um, yeah, they were talking about Dr. Romani, and I think she started with HIV or something, some kind of research on that. Narcissism is not her biggest uh, knowledge base. So it is kind of, is it opportunistic and that she chose narcissism as opposed to what her expertise is. And YouTube's hard. You want to bring some message. I do kind of need to bring what the viewers want. So I can't slash her on that. But another thumbs up. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that. And Lily says, um, did I get eggs? No, I didn't. I didn't even wanna walk. They're like $6 to $8 a carton. I didn't go there, but, I had 1 egg left, and that's all I'm putting on my salad for my company. I usually don't put eggs on my salad, but if I have company, I kinda put a little bit on in case they like it. So that's enough. It's just her and I, so 1 egg is enough. I was like, uh, gonna be nice and make brownies, but I'm like, "No, I'm not doing brownies," because I don't wanna eat brownies. I got, like, snacks and stuff if she wants something sweet. Basil says, "I went to see something to eat. I'm sorry for your dad's loss, and I too had broken bones, but I've recovered." Yeah, and that's the thing too, like, I've had bones that are completely separated. I was holding my leg up, and then you could feel, like, the bottom part of your leg, like, when the car was stopping, my body stopped, but my broken portion of my leg inside my skin, and that healed. And we have to think when it's so impossible, so painful, that physically we can heal. Like that's miraculous. And we can do that with our emotions too. We have to change the way we think, though. We have to change our perspective. We have to let the past kind of die out and mourn that death and, you know, um, start new, you know? And that fine line, yes. Let me see what Dog says. With your aunt, there are people who need an MOI inhibitor because their depression is not circumstantial, but multiple reasons and chemicals. Yeah, there is some that that's just their brain chemistry. And you're right, they do need some help with that. Because depression, we all go through it, like when I lost my father, it's normal to feel depressed. You lose a job, um, or you can get depressed too. If my friend doesn't come tomorrow, I might be a little bummed. But yeah, if it continues, then it might be more than just depression. And yeah, some is circumstantial, some is just brain chemistry. So thank you for bringing that up. Um, that fine line, exactly. And Dog says money can't buy happiness or change your genetic predisposition to mental health. Yep. So, with schizophrenia, once you cross over this certain line, you cannot come back. You are schizophrenic. And it's often stressors that'll bring you over that line. So, people with mental breakdowns, there's that fine line that we got to keep our mental health in the best check that we can. So, any predispositions we have, we can either delay or kind of ward off for a little while. And Sam's asking Nathan how his day was, but yeah, money cannot buy happiness. Lily said it can buy some eggs though. Lily said he told me he took his psychotropic meds to see how it affected his patients. He tried them out. And what do you say about it? I know my neighbor was like, "Do you want to try some shrooms?" And I'm like, I told you I need to contact I might do a duo with my nephew who's studying that, as his, I think, doctorate, it might be master's for, uh, the psychedelics, how people are using those for, uh, medication, but it's supposed to help. I haven't studied it enough, and that's kinda scary. But Lily, oh my gosh, that would have been an interesting conversation though. And oh, I gotta scroll back. We're asking about if I got eggs again. So Nathan had a good day, mainly slept, and you work 2 jobs though. You're allowed to get some extra sleep. And sorry, I don't know why. I think maybe I'm getting sick. I'm kind of clearing my throat more than normal. Um, dog says I would not rate a doctor, an actor, a lawyer, or a judge. Date, I think you're saying I would not date a doctor, an actor, or a lawyer, or a judge. No one ever again in law enforcement. There are so many warnings, and their power. And you meant date. Um, I can see that. That there are, power positions. Somebody else gave me a thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Um, and in a sense, it's a personality type. You do need somebody who is able to, in a sense, dominate, maintain control. um Actors, fake emotions, and um yeah, and you see, like, Jim Carrey, just how depressed he is. um Promiscuous too, and dog says Melanie, uh, Tanya Evans in Australia is one of the pioneers in healing from narcissistic abuse. She is a female who is legit. The girl in UK who just died recently. Melanie, Tanya Evans, um, the girl in the AUS is Australia, right? Not Austria. Um, I'm not sure what you say about the girl in the UK. I don't know. I haven't heard that. I pretty much, it's funny. I watched CNN. I told you guys that story. I was down in Florida during September 11th, and I just watched it for the news because it would affect my money. That's all they had at the cheap hotel it was at. And so people think I'm a Democrat just because just because I have it on CNN, but I'm not. Um, Let me know about what that is, though. Melanie Tanya, I don't know who she is. So we're glad you had a good day. Hopefully you're well rested. And yeah, Sam's happy too. Lily says, I don't really remember what he said. I thought, okay. Yep. Like there's times too. It's like, how do I respond? Okay. I went on one date with a guy, and I was like, "Okay, so what's one secret you don't wanna tell me?" Thinking, it's kinda like being silly, like, I know you're not gonna tell me, on a first date what your deepest, darkest secret is. He's like, "Well, I slept with a man before." And I kinda did the, "Okay." Like, I was not expecting that. That didn't go very well. But there are, and he was honest. Maybe he was the keeper. I don't know. Not for me. Basil says, Cynthia, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate's comment in Piers Morgan, thinking that people shouldn't believe in the existence of lifelong depression diagnoses? Um, I haven't seen him with that, but I have seen Piers and Tate um, going back and forth. Also, a little bit more on Tate. Um, so yeah, I did see something, it was similar. It wasn't, the Morgan interview, but he was saying, brought up, I think, Robin Williams, and he was saying that you go to a clinician and he was talking about Robin Williams, like, no wonder he killed himself because he was depressed. He goes and talks to a psychiatrist or therapist, and it's not helping. So he gets on medications, and then he's not feeling right because the medications can sometimes make you feel off. And so it's just this ongoing cycle that he's not breaking out of. And that's the end result. that Andrew Tate had said, if you, you know, tell him it's gonna get better, or you gotta get out there, or I can't remember his exact words, but it's basically, positive affirmations, and others can do it, you can do it, and not, um but it's, uh, how we kinda have to heal, though. We do have to kinda do it. So there is some truth into what he is saying, but, like you were saying, the people that have certain, genetic or predisposed or, um, when it gets too haywire, uh just like we can have some of our infections, like a little cut that gets infected, it's gonna heal. But if it gets too bad where, this amount of my arm is infected, it's gonna need some antibiotics. It's gonna need some intervention, otherwise it's gonna overtake. So our mind can kind of do that too, that it gets to a point too where either we're gonna struggle, but yeah, some is incurable and does need intervention. So, um, your brain chemistry is going to be what your brain chemistry is. You know, um, just like when we put our big girl panties on, guys. Do you wear big girl panties or you put on big boy panties when you? But mind over matter helps, but yeah. Uh, and just like cancer, that you have terminal cancer. If you try to fight it off, um, you'll probably have more success. I don't know what percentage more, but if you try to be positive about it, you'll probably have a little bit more success of beating terminal cancer. I mean, that's terminal. That means but it's not always uh, done. So, as far as some could possibly get healed, just like some terminal illnesses can go away. But Calibri is here. Hello, hello from Seattle. Hope everyone is doing well. We're having a good chat going on. John says it's starting to snow here. What about you, Calibri? You're way over there. You getting some snow over there? John saying hi to you. Now I'm freezing cold. Calibri says, where you at? Hey, John. Lily, hi, Calibri. So pretty when starts to snow, John. It's soothing. It can be hypnotic too when you're driving. Have you ever had it where, it gets hypnotic? And, yeah, I turn my heat way way down too low. Sam says, "Haha, what's your deepest, darkest secret?" I'd probably be too shy to ask that one. Yeah, I didn't expect to get that answer. I was like, "Ooh." Like, okay." Basil says, "Sam, I was asked that by my ex. It was uncomfortable." I know it's not a nice question to do to someone. I was 16 when I went on that date, and I don't know. You gotta fill the conversation somehow. Didn't expect it to be that, you know? Um, yeah, that's you should kinda ease up on people and not put them on the spot. Um, but yeah, especially not on the first day. Sam says, "Hey, Vassal, I can't see myself asking that one. Would make me uncomfortable just saying it, even as a joke." Well, your deepest, darkest secret. Well, probably see you might be too afraid because of some of your triggers in your past or things that you've seen or heard people share. Um, you know, uh, Me, I'm thinking, I still snuggle with a little blanket at night. Like, just like so dog says, sorry, I hit send before finished typing, was saying the female coach who is also legit just recently passed away. Oh, I did a tribute to her. Um, oh, I thought you meant a narcissist. She's more of an empathetic person. Yeah. She passed away November, I believe. No, is that right? November? Um, on a Sunday. Uh, I believe it was November. Um, and I did a tribute for her, and you were just sharing the people in this line of work. Yeah, Angie Atkinson. I have quite a bit of admiration for her. Always like upbeat, presented things. She was pretty thorough. She knew what she was talking about, and she always had like the queen bee. That was her little nickname. So little sparkles going on. Where's my sparkle blanket's all the way over there. Um, But yeah, I mentioned how she had some where, instead of seeing how you guys can see me in my place, she just had, like, waterfalls or nature, and she did that for a little bit of time, and I was kinda like, "Is she just trying something?" She didn't seem to be shy in front of the camera. She presented well, a good-looking lady, well done up, and I think that's when maybe she was sick at that time too. So, as far as Angie Atkinson, you can still see some of her work, her older videos from before she passed, and her son is, remaking some of her stuff. So she'll still pop up in your feed if you subscribe to her. So, yeah, she was legit. She was legit. And so Kalibi, I think it was Nathan. Nathan's the one who told me. It's either Nathan or Brian. I know it was Nathan though. Dog says, I will ask any questions. I'm an extrovert. I have a playful, fun outlook. Don't take myself seriously. Always laugh at myself. I've learned after not saying things that was a regret. Yeah, we learn in life too. Like, oh, yep. Kind of like Paul Voss in fifth grade. Dated him for 4 days. And when you date in fifth grade, you don't even hold hands. But my grandma didn't like that I had a boyfriend. So, she told me to tell him to stick his head in a bucket of water, so I did, I don't know, and he was offended, we broke up, and, then, I heard him talking to one of the girls in line, I was behind him, and he she was encouraging him to ask me back out because he was kinda heartbroken, and, I should have said something. I mean, it's not like this lifelong thing, but at that time, I should have said something like, "But I do like you, that was my grandma that made me say it, I didn't mean it." So yeah, sometimes, we regret little things. That's why I'm still single. I could have been married and well, we would have waited till 6th grade. John says Kingston, New York is getting some snow and rain tonight. Be careful then if it freezes. So snow is beautiful. We need to make some snow angels and say we're soul survivors. Um, Sam says, I don't think I have any secrets that would make someone run. I can't think of any secrets that I wouldn't tell. And sometimes too, it could be just little, when I had my daughter or whatever, little things like that that can be a little embarrassing sometimes too. But yeah, and it depends too who you're telling it to. Um, Basil says maybe I would answer those types of questions, but not in a relationship where there's family control, um, dependence, de- de- dependence. I think you mean dependence and reliance in a new relationship. I mean, if you mean that word, I don't know it. I think you mean dependence. That would be wise to expose your flaws before trust. Yeah, yeah, yep. Like this is me, you know. Kalibi says, nice, John. Going to have a stretch of sunny days this coming week. What a break. Um, that'll be nice. It really hasn't been that bad of a sorry, my phone's going off. My neighbors borrowed my pots and pans and I need them back so I can make my friend um, dinner tomorrow. So I don't know where that message is coming from. Do you guys know how to turn this off though? Because it makes a lot of noise. And I hate that. I don't want that to keep bugging you. John says, I have a secret. I could talk to animals and they talk back. Ooh, what do they say? What do they say? Sam says, sorry. But yeah, you're right. Say that before. So they know what they're trusting. Kalibi says, nice, John. Going to have a stretch of sunny days this coming week. What a break. And yeah, it's been kind of dreary, you know. Oh, oh, I guess. Okay. I have to stay after school tomorrow. There's a teacher messaging me. So, and that's the other art teacher. So Lily says, I believe you, John. That's kind of cool though. They did something too on the babies. How some of their words or their sounds are ways that they can communicate. Animals can. They can kind of have their own little language. And Dog says, I loved her, kind and sweet. There's another British lady empowering women that I adore. Yeah, Angie was really kind and sweet. Cannot think of her name. He has had Dr. Ramani on multiple times, and you emailed me. That's cool. Okay. Um, the British lady, does she have dark hair? Who's the British lady? Kalibi says, now I keep secrets from the narcs. I just ignore them. No sharing of personal events in life. And that's the thing, too. Sometimes we do overshare. It can cause us some chaos later on. Um, it's a fine line of when you want to be honest and being too honest. You don't want to open up, too much of yourself and let your guard down. Basil says everyone has secrets in some points of their lives. We're humans after all. And that we should protect our privacy to a certain extent. Exactly. And sometimes people don't always understand that. Uh, Dog says single, I think, is underrated. After being married, then single parenting, then married. I like single a lot more. So we were married twice. I think for women, great solid friendships are the core of our stability. And that's the thing. They say like with kids that let me turn this down. Um, the kids need you hit something and it goes off. It's like I don't even want to touch it. Um, I don't know why it does it like nothing's coming through. So with kids, they need one person who is like a support in their life. It's nice that they have more, but as long as they have one stable person, they're going to be okay. Unless, other abuse or something. And that's kind of like us, a lot of us get into relationships as kind of reforming support system. So yeah, if you have a great solid friendship, I got two ladies, elderly ladies down the way, and um, lifelong friends are supporting each other. So, yeah, you don't always have to have an intimate relationship or live with the person. Dog says, John, I needed to see this. About the animals. Is that what you're talking about? Lily says, true. I've learned not to get personal with coworkers. Keep general in your talk. Um, Yeah, this is the thing when I hate turning off the notifications. I got one trauma and then the other is uh sometimes I get locked out for whatever reason. I When I was at my mom's over Christmas time, I couldn't get the notifications sent to me and I can't log into things. And I'm teaching online as well, and there's times you don't know that you have like uh, enough time to fix that because you go to log into it's just crazy. So I also told you too about that terrible dog fight at my house that took 9 hours to clean up the blood. And my daughter tried calling me to let me know that she's putting the dog down, and I wanted to be there for her. But since I had it on vibrate in my pocket, uh, and then is that just for the notifications, though? But I keep my phone on because I missed her call, and that's very traumatic for me that I wasn't able to be there because I had it on vibrate and then I set it down to clean up. Um, or you alter the sound of notification. I know. I'll tell it. It's a terrible sound. I have the most horrendous. It's a horrible alarm, but it wakes me up. So yeah, that's a terrible sound. I'll work on that, guys. John says, "Me too, Calibri. Just tonight, when I was searching for cardboard tubes for the pets, I discovered something familiar. Last year, I had given a female friend a huge water gun, and she goes and throws it out. Oh, yeah. And this is the thing. Was that from the person I knew you were talking about? Um, so yeah, sometimes they'll throw our gifts out. They want to get rid of our memory. John, it's a little suspect on what her intent was because they were in like the same complex using the same garbage bin so she could see. Uh, did she purposely plant it that way? Sometimes they'll do it as like a slap in the face. Other times, maybe she's just cleaning, and just decided not to keep it. That can hurt us sometimes too. We're like, that was a gift, or we remember the memories of having a fun water gun fight. Basil says, I mean, dependence. If someone asks that question in a new relationship, I think they're either too wild. Oh, you think I'm wild? Or a narcissist. And that's the thing. And we can think it's a red flag, you know. I was just a silly teenager that I don't know, what do we talk about? But definitely didn't expect that, you know. I thought I snuck out or stayed out till 1 or 1 a.m. one time. Um but narcissists will use it against you, you're right. And dog says your phone can be turned to another ringtone. And I did lower the volume. I just did that. So if there are any narcs immediately when I feel that it's crazy. It sounds the same. That I just canceled the subscription, once bitten, twice shy. Um, I as far as have you ever seen the self-aware narcissist, or are you saying just people presenting things and they seem narcissistic? And that's what's so interesting. They analyze it. Like they are on top of it. It's like, you know, you you know why you feel what you feel, you know why you react. And they still uh screw it up, you know. John says, I like your style, dog defender. Yes. And yeah, once bitten, twice shy. Yep. And that's true. Uh, Lily says, me too, dog. Dog says, thank you, John. Animals are my people. Are you a cop? I'm just kidding. Dog Defender says, I love you both, Lily and John. And yeah, John loves his animals a whole bunch. Dog says, don't, no fog fights. Trigger warning first, please. What's a fog fight? Trying to heal from CPTSD. Oh, a dog fight. Oh, okay. Yeah, because they can be really bad. So I can, oh gosh. Yeah, lots of love. That's hard to go through. That's definitely hard. And how long ago was that? You know, because our minds will sometimes go back to certain things. And dog says, not going to erase. Cynthia, I know you think is a secret. Just was trying to write dog, not fog. Oh, okay. I love you. And you're not a Fed. Oh, there you are. You go, gaslight? Or are you, yeah, are you gaslighting me, trying to make me think that's a concrete answer? What about state police? What about county? What about? Uh-huh. You just said Fed. You didn't talk about the sheriff's department. You're a cop. Just kidding. Kalibi says narcs are the most miserable people on earth. They live their lives, their karma every minute of the day. Some do. There's different, ranges of how miserable they are. Some of them feel like they're living their best life, but some of them are um, quite sad. That's why they need that reassurance to keep busy or to calm their brain because they just feel so lost, you know, and they can be quite miserable if they don't have supply. Lily says I did a sad uh, demo in demo. I did a sad deposition in dogfight litigation. I had to keep my head down, tears in my eyes. That can be real hard. Yeah, there's things in our lives that we have to go through, like when I was in nursing school and going into the morgue, and oh my God, just the different things that we see sometimes. And sometimes to handle it, you know, nurses and doctors sometimes look at the person. Without, as much of a connection. They try not to get too, uh, close to them, um, because that can be really hard to deal with. Kalibi says, "Imagine not being able to truly love another person, no empathy towards other people, a natural tendency to bully others." My goodness. And it's sad, you know, it's crazy too how devastated we get too, though, you know. But, it helps us realize what we really, are blessed with, you know? It's like, "Oh, my dad died. Oh, well." You know, it's kinda like, "What?" Um, it lets you know that, future relationships really take the time for those people. There's lessons that are formed around our, empathy and our loss, things like that. And dog says and what's funny, Calibri, is they think it would be miserable to feel what other people feel. And that's what gives the connection, you know. So they're more superficial. Dog says 2 years ago, but it is thrown in my face so often. I'm still working on cutting running the tape, envisioning a projector at the movies. Yep. That's a cool way to do it. Yep. If you at the movie theater, we used to do, what are they, 8 millimeter films or whatever, where we had our own, um, those reels of the tape. My dad used to make home movies with us, not on camcorders, like the real deal. It was fun. Um, that's a good way to do it. Just cut that tape, you know. Melissa is here. Hi. We're having a fantastic discussion. Good to have you here. John says, truth is, Calibri, there are people like that in the world, unfortunately. You are so correct. And I wish we had a better idea of what the mental illness really is, because so many people go undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. And stay strong, dog, though, because that's hard, especially when people are throwing it in your face. Is it people you need to be around? I don't know who's throwing it in your face, but that's not cool. Basil says, is it okay to be too wild if both couples are in a wild relationship together? Would that be a temporary, or could they live a healthy, long lasting relationship that way? Um, it depends on what you mean by wild. You know, if they're fun and fancy free, you know, yeah, they want to go travel the world in the RV and boats and stuff. As long as they're not hurting other people, as long as they're on the same page. If it's, you know, like sleeping around, that could lead to other problems, STDs, possible jealousy, you know, that kind of stuff. Are they wild as partiers? They can, you know, have, you know, drug stuff. Um, so it depends on what you mean by wild. You know, if they're gonna go through the neighborhood, you know, being silly and ringing everybody's doorbells, eventually they might get shot. But as far as them getting along, yeah, uh, it just depends. Explain what you mean a little bit more by wild. They crave that. They crave that, and to be honest, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. You know, but you got to be on the same page too. You know, I'm not going to want to go skydiving, so that could be an issue, you know. So I thought we were being daredevils. It's like, no, I just meant we could like travel. So it just depends, you know. If it's a healthy relationship, it'll work out. If it's not healthy, it's going to start. One person's not going to listen to the other, you know, and or one's going to be like, I don't want him to hate me, so I'll go skydiving, and then I start to resent him because I told him I didn't want to, and he told me I was a party pooper, so now I got to do all these things I don't want to. It can fall apart too. Just depends if you guys talk about it and you agree to compromise. So um, look at those glasses. Hey, don't call me a nerd. I got glasses on too. um, did they tell you that, or did you just think that? Sometimes we have to go easy on ourselves. Um, we, you know, don't assume the worst because you're probably the best. Dog says my ex didn't care about anyone in his family. He also had no friends. And interestingly, all narcs I've met are the damn same. There's a YouTube video I saw once, but have never forgotten, and it was by Cynthia Schiller. What is the YouTube video that you saw that got you intrigued? So for the new people here, we got Melissa. You weren't here when I was talking about the rhetorical questions. I'll let you guys type while I tell you real quick on the rhetorical questions. Those are, you know, how we're constantly asking our narcissist questions, and it feels like we're talking to a wall, like we're asking them a rhetorical question, but we're asking them a direct question, and it can make you crazy and frustrated. Um, I'm not seeing your email. I'll have to go through that later, but so, it was a meeting between a divorce attorney in Utah, which surprised me, and a psychologist. They were talking about narc relationships, and they said These are all the same bad actors who went to the we will have to wait and see while she types the rest. Basil says, "No, she told me you're a nerd." Oh, and that wouldn't work out for her. Okay, well. Okay. So, that's alright though, if it's not meant to be. And, I mean, you could say it a little different. She could have been a little kinder or I'm sorry, was she, he? What'd you say? Yeah, she. Um, so yeah, it could have been said kinder, but take pride in that. The nerds always get the good jobs. So it's okay to be a nerd. And we are who we are. So it depends if you identify as that. And sometimes too, we can make where we reflect on ourselves, am I being a homebody? Is that what I want? Maybe I should go out and adventure a little more. And if not, that's fine. You can be who you want. But that's funny. I love how you presented that. Dog says, same bad acting school and memorized the same bad script. I laughed back then, thinking it was not literal, but it is. It is. Ladies always choose the nerds. And yeah, they can do, nerds will probably have a better uh, relationship, in my opinion, because it depends. That's different than, like, somebody who's vulnerable or hypersensitive that, they're just themselves. So Dog says saying that they should choose the nerds. Oh, that they should choose the yeah, I think, they kinda go for the bad boys a little bit more, and that's to overcompensate for how we're always told we have to be the good girls. So what we're missing out on, the bad boys, kinda compensate. We're kinda living vicariously through them. And that's where, really think about what you're choosing, and it is the more, uh, they talk about the Catholic girls, how they're not allowed to do anything that they might go for the bad boys. And not all, and I'm not trying to say all, that's just, you hear that, um, you know, um, So Basil says she doesn't mean yeah, I didn't take she meant your looks. She meant she feels I'm attractive visually, but our personalities couldn't match up for long. And sometimes whether it's a narcissistic relationship or a healthier relationship, if it doesn't match up, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. You guys will probably end up drifting apart or doing a lot of things on your own. So that might cause some resentments. You gotta be real strong in who you are. And um yeah, it's sad when it doesn't work out, but how long um how long were we with her? But that's why it's really important. Like the narcissist loves to, and people pleasers too. Like, yep, I like that. Yep, I like that too. Oh, I like that too. We could go there. I like that. That's my favorite restaurant. Which I mean, that's my favorite restaurant. So you never get to know them. And, so as people are trying to get to know you, try to express yourself a little bit more. I like this restaurant. Why don't we try this time? Also takes away some of the pressure on the other person because just like us, we're like, oh, I don't know if they're gonna like this. Do I say Taco Bell? Are they gonna think I'm cheap? Are they gonna think, say what you want, you know? And yeah, I like smart people. I definitely like smart people. Lily says I like nerds because I like brains. And you can learn so much, and you think about it in later years, if you're quite a bit older and you got your honey bunny, you can talk to them. You might not be able to do the activities like you used to. Um, but you could talk about video games or you could talk about some pretty amazing things. John says, I've noticed women in my town always choose the bad boys. Yeah, you'll see that. And Lily's got her head on, says, "I don't really go for bad boys." Yeah, it depends on, I like kinda like the sexy look of bad boys, but if that makes sense. But, yeah, I don't want somebody doing, like, drugs and, shooting up the town, doing crazy risky behavior, but You want sweet, loving, and kind. And, that's what I want too, you know? A lot of it is how we grew up. That's where we feel safe. And your mom loves bad boys, says Melissa. And then, so when you were growing up, was she with bad boys, and how did that affect you, or was that after you got it? Because step families, they say it's like a 90% chance that step families will break up. So Melissa, if I can pick your brain, you don't have to share if you don't want to. Did your mom marry one or two or three of these bad boys, and did they stay together? Is your mom still married? You don't have to share. I just like collecting data, um, just for my own insight. Uh, oh, this is from my mommy. Mom's doing good. What is this? On Dateline, they are having a program on the perfect guy. It is about a man swindling women on social media. What a web it becomes. They can even back into your accounts, credit cards, even 401k. Never knew they could do that. Um, so that's gonna be going on pretty soon. But yeah, they're getting real tricky on things that with the catfishing and all that. That we do have to protect ourselves. If you do the online dating, be very cautious that people aren't just coming after your money or a place to stay, all those kind of things. And John, yeah, I believe that's what John wants. I like snuggles too. I like snuggles. So Sam saying hi to Melissa. My sister was almost named Melissa. Samantha says, "Mom giving to content to talk about and look into." Yep. Yep, isn't that sweet? And that's nice that they support me, you know? Um, I showed her some of my, shorts. She had some fun with that. Yeah, we had fun. Hopefully, she'll get out. When is, the Super Bowl? Super Bowl's coming up, and she gets out on the February 2nd, I haven't seen. Dog Defenders, hi, and lots of love to Melissa. So, we had talked about the different ways that we can kind of escalate how we can start healing. Have any of you guys started journaling? And I got to ask Samantha, have you done your assignment by looking in the mirror, giving yourself some positive affirmations and just eating healthy too? The different things that, go for a walk. I did a nice long walk. I walked all the way down to the dumpster, threw my garbage out. But it's good to get out a little bit. Don't be a hermit in your own house, and smile at people. Show people the friendly side of you. First impressions kind of make a difference. So Dog Defender said hi to Melissa. John says, "That's me too, Dog Defender." Lily says, "When you talked about skydiving, a SWAT and skydiving instructor guy wanted me to do a tandem jump with you. I said no. I think like oh, ooh. Um, Trying to remember. Tandem is when you're with them, where it's like a double, like with a can't remember a free jump and then tandem or what. I believe that's the two people. And you think like a year later, he plunged to his death in an accident. So sad. He was so nice. Yeah, and that's why certain risks are are scary. That's why I don't want to do it. I would never. I don't mind. I want to try one of those air simulators, where it's like you're skydiving, but I don't want to jump out of a plane. I break too much too, where it could be a really hard fall. My cousin used to out in Vegas do. He was like the manager and just all the flips and stuff. That would be fun, but that is sad. Sam says, yes, I've been doing my self-care assignment. And does it help? Does it help? And sometimes too, it's kind of like I feel a little silly, but that's fun to feel silly sometimes. And then, you start taking yourself seriously. Like, yeah. So good for you. Right on, Sam, says Lily. And look at that smile. She's all proud of herself like she should be. Dog says, I do, mostly to document every detail. I have taken to eating a small whole thing of gelato. And yeah, that sounds good. What flavor gelato? I like lemon, and I will only jump out of a plane when they are strapped to my back, not counting only on my parachute. And um, yeah, they say it has to be wrapped a certain way too, or it could fail. Lily says, yes, attached to them. John says, I just build myself wings. John probably would. John would definitely create something to keep him afloat. But yeah, my sister actually got busted for going skydiving. She had leftover book money when she was in college, and oh, relenting gelato coffee. Oh, um, but yeah, somebody left a message like, I just wanted to see how you know, your sister did on the skydiving jump and wanted to see the video of it. So she got busted. Sam says, I just want to be loved. It's the simplest terms to put it in. Want to know I'm loved. Have all the feels and everything, not feel the pain of mental mind games and narcissistic abuse. And it's going to be hard though, because we all have some narcissism in us, and we're going to see little triggers sometimes too. So we have to communicate the right way. And, you know, the narcissist has no clue how to do it. The new supply, they're going to get blindsided because it's little jabs. You hear certain things, and some of us are like, wait, and like even when you're analyzing it, you're like, is that really? Oh, I guess. So if you're in the middle of an argument, you're not going to pick up on it because, uh, oh, okay, Talenti gelato coffee chip. Oh, I'm thinking of something different, way different. Hmm. I have to try that. Lily says you deserve all of that, Sam, and then some of you will get it. And it's okay, dog. Don't get upset. I'm not grading today. The teacher isn't grading. It's Sunday, but no spelling errors through the week, through the school week. I'm just kidding. Lily says you deserve all of that, Sam, and then some, and you will get it. Keep visualizing exactly that exactly that, because dreams do come true, and you got to focus. You got to know what you want. If you don't know what you want in a partner, you're going to flip flop. And the other thing too is when we like look at the how do I want to word it, um if we feel we're never going to find the right person, we're going to focus on the negative. So if you meet this new person, you're going to focus on all the negatives. Like, yep, I knew he, I don't know, didn't shower as much as I wanted him to. Yep, I knew he didn't make as much money, or I knew he'd have to cancel tonight, whatever it is. You're going to look at the negatives. And sometimes there's reasons for whatever those instances are. Um, so let's say it was a healthy person, but it just, you know, whatever. But then if you know what you want, um, you can whatever it is that you want. But you're like, yeah, they have the right religion that's important to me, or they want to have kids. There's another bonus. So you're going to stick on to them. Um, and be with somebody who's more compatible to what you want, as opposed to settling for someone and tearing it apart. And Sam sending all that love. So yeah, good. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm having fun with you too, dog. Basil says I would love to do skydiving, and I'm an adventurer. She meant I wasn't wild in oh, okay. Um because she wanted to do it before marriage, but I didn't agree for family reasons. That's where it gets hard. Yeah. When religion comes in and you're like, we're waiting till marriage. Some people want to try it out before they buy it. Some people, their religion, they want to stand true to it. So, you can be wild after marriage. It doesn't mean that you're not wild. You're just, and maybe you aren't, but, it just wasn't the right time, and she just wasn't willing to wait. And, um, that that can be sad. That's why my brother broke up with his long-term girlfriend. He wanted to wait till marriage. So, it's just different beliefs. And it's not about whether or not you're wild. It was about, uh, when you guys wanted to start having that. Um, Dog says we should go do group vision boards. We should. That'd be cool. That would help. Melissa says, my mom had 2 divorces and currently she is in a relationship with a narcissist. She's been with this narcissist since you were around 13 years old. Let's just say I'm a little bit over 30. So, yeah, she's pretty close to a 20-year marriage. Um, and they can last sometimes, they can definitely last sometimes. Do they all seem the same as far as, some are violent, some are crybabies, some are just, um, oblivious, different kind of things, but, uh, it's interesting. A lot of times, if we don't heal, we're going to attract the same things. So, her mom probably just, went with the same thing instead of taking it as a learning lesson. And Lily says, that's hard, Melissa. It is hard. Basil says she said her parents valued virginity to a point that if they found out she wasn't a virgin, they would abandon her completely. So she had to hide it. But it only happened once when her ex forced her to. Oh, but she's the one wanting, but that's the thing too is, it sounds like she wants to be wild, if I'm following this correctly. Um, and I see sexual abuse in there, and that can be, like I said, sometimes it turns people off, and sometimes it, uh, stimulates it. That's where they feel, that that's what a relationship is. And some people just end up liking it, but, or it could be rebellion. But there's something about that points out to me how you brought up the abuse. Sam says it's so nice having this support group and feeling the love. And my Nathan is supportive and so loving. I'm so thankful. Oh, lots of love. Lily gives that thumbs up. Melissa says, just letting you know, I have mild learning disabilities and mental health issues. So I don't have the great grammar and spelling. And that's okay, but you're doing perfect. So don't worry about that. I'm a teacher. I can usually figure out if you guys have typos or I also teach different languages, so I know how like words are put together and how to decipher different meanings based on different placements. If they're not correct, I can understand. Like when I'm talking to people, and I know you're not saying your English is a second language, but they jumble things up sometimes, and I'm really good at understanding what they're saying. So don't worry about that. But thank you for saying that. We love you just the same. Dog Defender says, Samantha, is Nathan yours? I'm relatively new, so don't have a background. It is a great group. Dog says she does carry a red pen. That's right. Tonight it's blue because it's Sunday. And Nathan, I love you guys too. Thank you. He says, Cynthia, we love you. Lots of love back to you. Nathan says, thanks, Sam. Dog says she reads typo. Now we're talking about blood types. I told you I was in nursing school too. Typos. Yes. And yeah, some typos too though. It's like mm. They can get kind of crazy sometimes too. Blue, the neutral pen. Yes. Today is your day of grace, a day of rest where you don't have to stress about grammar. And Nathan says, my Sam. So, um, we've really been getting to know each other better too. And so, there are people who are born with certain struggles that they have to go through, but you know, with the abuse that we've endured. We're gonna have to heal, but protecting ourselves, you know, seeing through the red flags. What are some, feel free to let me know some of the red flags that you guys have encountered. Sometimes, just that their stories don't match up, our gut instinct, and, them not keeping promises or holding on to their phone. And sometimes you can just feel that tension where you just know something's up. Also, different eye movements. It's really interesting how sociopaths don't blink their eyes. They have like a stare, and there's a lot you can see in people's eyes. But with narcissism, since they don't have that empathy, like others do, that it's easier for them to lie. You're not going to pick up as much on their eye movements. They can look you dead in the face and lie to you. So it's real hard with the trust, and for some reason, just that intermittent reinforcement, they they trap us, or lure us back in. So we got to be careful, uh, have our guards up and start protecting ourselves. We went into this not expecting this to happen. A lot of us have tried extremely hard. It's very confusing, but we got all that stuff going on in our brain. Dog says wheelie, and she means it that way. What's up, wheels? Is that a name, Nathan, or a code word? I think it's wheeler. So I'll let Nathan answer that. Yeah, because I thought at first it might be like you're a bicyclist or skater, but I'll let you answer that. Um, so let me get this going. Um, but before I go, because I do have class tomorrow, I got to finish up my lesson plans. Feel free to let me know if you guys have any questions or topic requests that we can do before I sign off. And, some of us are still really struggling, and it can definitely be difficult, but it does get better. It definitely does get better. And I'm having my friend come over tomorrow for dinner at 5. We talk a lot. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to play it by ear. Um, if she doesn't show, she does have a kid that has like many organ transplants. Like he's a miracle. Uh, you're welcome, Calibri. And so she doesn't show us because her kid's having issues. But then I can log on at like 5. But plan on 8 if I can do it. If not, I will see you Tuesday at 6. So I will try my best to log in tomorrow. I'll send a, a notification to you guys. So I can stay if somebody has something that they'd like to talk about. Otherwise, I can see you guys tomorrow or on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Dog says, "Oh, thank you, Cynthia, for my age vision is poor. Retina damage from medication for lupus. Struggling even, at the 3.5s. Magnification is still not enough. Sorry, I can't read everything correctly. That's okay." Um, yeah, and your eyesight, my eyesight kind of went down pretty quickly too. And Sam says, "Yes, dog, we're getting to know each other." John says, "I'll be looking forward to your next live broadcast, of course." And Melissa, "That's okay. Thanks for letting us know." She's shy and introvert, and that's okay. Just hang out with us. Pop in every now and then with a little comment if you feel comfortable. If not, it's okay to just watch. Because I know when I was growing up, I couldn't even order pizza. My mom was always like, "Oh, just go call, order pizza, I'll pay for it." And I'm like, "Uh, I'll make something." Like, I couldn't even call for pizza. They can't even see you. I get what I want, and I'm like, "No, I'll go make something." And then I had to clean up the kitchen. Um, so try not to be too shy though. Try not to be too shy, and you're doing good here. You're interacting with us, and I'm just talking out in life. Explore the world. But yeah, thank you for letting us know that. Dog says, "Go to your email. I will send videos." Yes, Sam. We share a lot in common. Sam says, "Good night, everyone. Have a good evening, dog. You are not shy anymore." I'm not shy at all. Nope. So you can overcome things. Like I was super shy, very shy. So, Basil says, "I felt that she wanted her daughter to marry me just so they could take advantage of my family's wealth." Yeah, and that's the thing. And I hope this isn't. Uh, it, yeah. Did did she want to? Because sometimes girls will get pushed into pursuing certain people. Um, but yeah, be careful people don't take advantage of you for that. Um, and that's the thing, once you get more wealth, that y you can be a target more. So John says, "Take care, Cynthia, and everyone on here." So yes, thanks for coming. Hugs to all, says Lily. Dog says Basil. Yes, I've been there. John, I'm not shy, never was. Dog was never either. Lily, not shy either. Well, I went through a shy stage, but yeah, that's when you're like, I'm missing out too much. I want to go do this. So yeah, I'm the um I don't even know how to say it. I definitely say hi to everybody at the school. Like, that's me. I get silly, I play with the kids and uh, you know, all different kinds of things. Like I lined up in the lunch line pretending I'm like, I'm gonna pretend I'm a kid, just silly little things. So I purposely seek out interacting with as many people as I can uh, to make um, just connections with people. So, lots of love to you guys. Feel free to like and subscribe. Feel free to share any topic requests. Let me know. And Basil says, "Dog Defender, my uncle is married to a narc. She's wealthy, but he isn't. So he relies on her to pay his rent, which is how she controls his life." That's crazy. Dog is like, yeah, something so shallow. Bleh, bleh. Um, People are, out after money sometimes. And when we talk about, is the new supply prettier or this or that, it could be something as simple as money. And John's decorating the screen with all those beautiful um, different those are real pretty. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Well, I'm going to try tomorrow. If not, I will see you Monday or Tuesday at 6, but plan on a notification for tomorrow. Bye, guys. Oh, wait. Yes. Hold on, not yet. I invited a friend to come in. Cynthia, you know about cops and their pensions. Yes, I do, because my first one was a um, state cop. Yeah, they do get pensions. And what about that? You should be collecting one, dog defender. um, oh, yeah, I do know about cops and their pensions. So is your friend there right now? Or you coming to invite him in Tuesday at 6? That would be great. So, yeah, I would love to have more people here. Somebody else just gave me that thumbs up. So, yeah, I'll see you guys then. I wasn't sure if you're gonna type real quick if your friend was there. All right. Oh, okay. There it goes. Tuesday at 6. Okay, it's still there. All right, guys. See you soon. Good night.